guys, welcome inside the SCSN studios for the State Champs High School Sports Show presented by Lawrence Technological University. It was another busy week, so let's take it away with some highlights.
Oh yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Week 8 of the high school football season, and this is the time that teams are making playoff pushes, so we will see who's coming out on top this week. Take a look.
I'm Greg Molson in Burton, where the Atherton Wolverines were hosting the Deckerville Eagles in an 8-player Thursday night thriller. Dylan Ball getting the visitors out to an early lead with a pair of touchdowns to make it 14-zip. Ball was just starting to roll. The Wolverines then get on the board. DeMontre Davis finding James Vines in the back of the end zone, cutting the lead to 14-8 at the half. Atherton takes the lead in the third. Davis with a pair of touchdown passes to Romeo Clausel. This one is good for 40 yards, putting the Wolverines up 22-20. Clausel then hauls in another pass, this one from Deckerville's Hunter Garza. He takes it back the other way, all the way. The pick six for his third touchdown of the night, but Clausel was not done. The senior also getting it done on the ground, racing for a 59-yard score, his fourth touchdown to put Atherton up 36-20 with just 6.5 minutes to play. But the Eagles refuse to take their ball and go home. They just keep giving the ball to Ball. Dylan Ball racing 44 yards, cutting the lead to 36-28 with 5 minutes to play. Then with just 1:20 to play, it's Ball again from 5 yards out. He'd add the 2-point conversion to tie it. Deckerville had been onside kicking it all night. This time they finally get one. Parker Merriman with the recovery, and that sets up who else but Dylan Ball. The junior gets his 6th touchdown of the night from 14 yards out with just 11 seconds left. That gives Deckerville the improbable 44-36 win with 3 scores in the final 6 minutes.
You guys, that was one hell. That was a lot of character, a lot of heart showed. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. We were down, 16, Coach, 5 minutes left. Yep. We scored 3 touchdowns in 5 minutes. What a great job defensively and offensively. Special teams, what a great job. As we kick it to Deckerville next week.
Hey guys, time to talk Mr. Football, the state champs Mr. Football Award presented by our friends at Hungry Howie's. And you know, no changes in the race this week. Sean Belizean in studio. Things good?
Yeah, things are great, and we are talking about one of the most exciting players out there right now. I mean, this is a guy that was already on everybody's radar, but the last couple weeks, Lauren, we'll get into it, boom, he is exploding.
No doubt about it. We have a few games this week that are featuring a pair of Mr. Football candidates going head-to-head, including the Valley Sports Football Fridays game of the week, which is number 5 West Bloomfield at number 14 Southfield A&T. This week here on the Hungry Howie's Mr. Football Update, Sean Belizean here to talk up West Bloomfield's utility man, Samaj Morgan. Now, whether you line him up on the outside, you put him in the Wildcat, you put the ball in his hands on special teams quite often, Morgan is the man.
He's been unbelievable. And as I mentioned, Lauren, the last couple of weeks, this is a guy that has just exploded and gone next level. Now, he already made a name for himself, as you well know, as a wide receiver, and he made a commit to go to Michigan. But as I mentioned, that next level has been had. Due to an injury, this is a young man that had to come in and play quarterback. Ho-hum, so what does he do? He throws a couple touchdowns. Wait, there's more. I feel like I'm selling a knife on a TV commercial. Okay. He has a 100-yard pick six as well. So this guy already, as you mentioned, you knew he was a utility guy. You knew what he could do on the defensive side of the ball. You knew what he could do as a wide receiver, but now it's next level. He is rolling. The Lakers are rolling. And as you mentioned, Lauren, should be a fantastic game on Friday night when you've got West Bloomfield and Southfield A&T getting together. But keep an eye on Morgan. He is really something special.
And this is where it goes beyond the stats. right, Sean? So you look at his numbers, and maybe they don't stack up to some of the other guys because, quite frankly, some of the other ones are video game numbers. They're kind of ridiculous, but incredibly impressive. This guy, again, because of his versatility, his importance, he is almost the epitome of what you kind of named this trophy all about, a guy who can do just about anything you ask him to.
Well, and that's why we always use the term resume. Look at his resume. Take a look at his resume. That is a long, long list. And I don't have to sell anything about this guy. I think what he does speaks for itself. But to emphasize it, yeah, you're talking about a guy, both sides of the ball, multiple positions, comes in and wins games as a quarterback as well. Oh, by the way, against some pretty good competition. So, yeah, no doubt about it. Whether or not he is the leading vote getter, this is a guy whose name is going to be on this list in a circle around it.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because Samaj segues right into our voting update because he is leading the vote with over 19,000, I must say. And if he should hang on to the top spot at the end of the competition, Samaj is going to be automatically entered into the Final Four with a 20% chance of winning Mr. Football due to his becoming the People's Champion. I will say Cole Cabana and his community are not far behind. We'll see how things shake out. But right now, what you can do is vote. Vote often at statechampsnetwork.com.
We're going to take a quick break and check in with our friends at the DMC for this week's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Game Changers.
I'm Laura Ramos with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, and today on Game Changers, we're going to go over how to do a sit-up correctly. There are literally thousands of core exercises out there. Probably one of the most common is the sit-up. Let's look at the anatomy and biomechanics of the sit-up to make sure that you're doing it correctly, to optimize your performance and to prevent injury. The main muscle in the sit-up is the rectus abdominis. It's responsible for bending our bodies forward and also for controlling us when we're extending backwards. Hi, I'm here with Allie from Notre Dame Prep High School cheer team to help demonstrate how to correctly do a sit-up to optimize performance. Lay down flat, put your legs straight, place a towel between your knees and just gently keep a squeeze on that. Arms are at your sides, and now one segment at a time from the top of your spine to the bottom, curl up. It looks like this. Chin goes first, now your next vertebra at the neck, your shoulder blade vertebra, thoracic all the way down to your low back, your lumbar. Once you're up, now do the exact reverse. Go down slowly. First with your tailbone touching first, then your lumbar spine, one vertebra at a time, all the way down, shoulder blades, then your head and neck. Continue last. One of the most common errors is to use your hip flexors instead of your abdominal muscles. It looks like this. You'll start to curl up, but then you'll move up in one segment. Here, you simply use your hip muscles to lift and not your abdominals. Make sure you do it correctly.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
As always, we cover all sports around Michigan, so let's take it out to some boys soccer highlights.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and we go to Plymouth Canton Educational Park for this boys soccer matchup, and it's for the KLAA Championship. The host, Salem Rocks, outstanding this year, 13-4-2 on the season, and for the visiting Tractors of Dearborn-Fordson, even better this year, posting a 16-1-1 record. Let's get this ball rolling. First half action, the Rocks on the attack. The nice through pass finds its way to Martin Musai, and it's just him and the keeper. Mo Bader is there with the stop, but the ball still loose out front. Atanas Popoff tries to get the second chance to go, but Bader is there again to keep Salem off the board. Still in the first, Salem still threatening on Tractor territory. Foster Garrett lobs this one to a shrieking Tyler Brezak. Keeper tries to get there first, but Brezak puts just enough behind that boot to put the Rocks up on the board, and Salem leads 1-0 at halftime. Coming back from break, Salem would be rewarded on the corner kick as Logan Harkins has the honors. The perfect kick deflects off the dome of Billy Brochek and the ball hits the back of the net. Salem is rocking now up 2-0. Salem still rocking and rolling. The afterburners on full blast for Foster Garrett. Check out this sprint to the net. Tries to feed it over to Tanis Popoff, but Fortson attempts to keep the rock out and the ball finds its way in for the score. Salem up big 3-0. A little bit later, Atanas Popoff would finally claim his pot of gold for the Rocks on the break right here. Popoff nets it. Fortson would add one late, but it was the Rocks of Salem claiming the KLAA Conference Championship over Dearborn Fortson. Your final score, 4-1.
I'm Chris Gorski on the west side, taking you to Grand Rapids Christian, where the Eagles hosted a district quarterfinal matchup against Godwin Heights. First half scoreless, Eagles working down the sideline, Peter Borst with the cross, Ian Velzenhainer there for the goal, 1-0 Grand Rapids Christian early on. Later in the half, Godwin corner kick, Henry Lopez Pinedo with the service, and Marco Aguilar is there for the goal as the Wolverines send this game to the half, tied up at 1. Second half, John Cassidy with it deep in the zone. He sends the ball across the box, and Velzenhainer is there for his second goal of the game, putting Grand Rapids Christian back on top in this one. Final 8 minutes, Godwin Heights with the penalty kick. Lopez Pinedo takes it for the Wolverines. His shot is true, and he ties this one up at 2. Under 2 to play, another penalty kick, this time for Grand Rapids Christian. Cassidy got the assist earlier, but here the sophomore gets the goal and keeps Grand Rapids Christian alive to see another game as the Eagles win this one 3-2.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and we go to the Hawk, former site that once was Farmington Hills Harrison. Tuesday field hockey on tap is Farmington United, who sit at 7-4-3, welcome in the 6-3-4 Mercy Marlins. First quarter action, and it's the Marlins hungry on the hunt for the first goal of the game. Maya Bowertman receives the pass, and she bears it for the score. Mercy up 1-0, and that would be the only score of the game's first 2 quarters. Mercy turned it up a couple notches coming back from halftime. Allison Contat settles the rock and flicks a nice one that hits the back of the net. Mercy heating up and is up 2-0. More from Mercy and Mayo Bowertman. She receives the pass from Adele Jones as Bowertman nets her second goal of the game, putting Mercy up 3-0. Mayo Bowertman, no doubtably the game's MVP. Here she is netting the hat trick as Mercy goes on to shut out Farmington United. Your final score, 4-0.
It's time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University. Lawrence Technological University held its Exploration Day. The event is for high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors interested in exploring dynamic careers and education options. Guests are able to participate in 3 interactive, hands-on sessions designed for exposure to the rich variety of programs at Lawrence Tech, such as game design, architecture and ideation, computer science, and much more. If you're interested in learning more about Lawrence Technological University, head over to ltu.edu today. We'll take a quick time out and check in with this week's MHSAA Minute.
It was a fabulous time at the Wimbledon Sports Leadership Conference this weekend with over 600 student athletes or coaches of student athletes in attendance. This was the 25th edition of the WASL Conference, which is the first, largest, and longest running program of its type in the country. The conference focused on the 50th anniversary of the passing of Title IX and carried the theme of Power of the Past, Force of the Future throughout its numerous workshops and sessions. More than 30 workshops covering a variety of topics were available, and students as well as coaches got to hear from 3 different keynote speakers. Dr. Ashley Baker, the Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer at Michigan State University, Sharonda McDonald Kelly, MSU's new softball coach, and Kim Barnes-Arico, the University of Michigan's women's basketball coach. Additionally, recently retired Livonia Stevenson Athletic Director Lori Hyman was honored with the 2022 Women in Sports Leadership Award. Thank you everyone who attended, presented, and were a part of the Women in Sports Leadership Conference this past weekend. In fact, we're so excited that we can't wait until the next one in 2024.
All right, this is the time in the program where we talk about the Anvil Award competition presented by our great friends at Hungry Howie's. And there was a lot of debate in the Anvil committee this week, as far as should some guys come out, but no changes. But Tim Beckler is back to give his thought about this week's featured candidate. Now, the PSL Championship takes place this Friday night, where Cass Tech will see if it can take down their rivals from Detroit King. The Michigan State commit Jalen Thompson will do everything in his power, I believe, to wreak havoc from the inside.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this young man. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, committed to Michigan State, but had offers from Ohio State and Notre Dame, so he's a real deal. Right now he's got 6 sacks, but 20 hurries, and just watching most of the film I watched was from his junior year last year, but wow, he's very well coached, first of all, and what I mean by that is he can play run and pass. Not everybody can do that when you're a defensive lineman. Plays the run first. He's great at jamming and closing tackles, trying to get to the second level and constricting plays and run lanes. And he takes on blocks great with his hands. He's a dominant run player as well. And then pass rush, wow. He's got a tremendous speed rush to the outside. And he's smart enough, and he's got great vision. If that tackle oversets or gets too deep, he's great at putting his outside foot in the ground and coming underneath to the inside of that tackle and gets to the quarterback, or at least gets a lot of hits on the quarterback. He's a great player.
We've got a good competition going in the voting for the Anvil Award. Dearborn Divine Child still in Senda still leads with nearly 5,500 votes, but the Cass community, we've been talking about Jalen Thompson, they've been propping up Jalen, and he now has over 3,000 votes, with West Bloomfield, Brandon Davis Swain in third with just over 2,800. So keep the voting coming. Remember, the winner is going to be automatically in the Final Four at the end of the competition, which will be around the regionals time. We'll be freezing our top 10 once we get into the playoffs. So there should be some changes next week. We'll talk about it. He's not going to be here next week, but he'll be back here after that, as we get right into the real heart of this competition. So good luck to all the players out there, and we'll see you next week.
We're going to jump on out to the volleyball court, where teams are having pink out games in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
First up, we'll start with a pink out game in Clarkston. As we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this pink out game was even more important to this Clarkston team because one of their own, head coach Allie Smith, is battling cancer right now.
I am currently battling breast cancer, so this event has always meant something to me. I lost my mom to cancer. There's so many people that it affects, and I think the announcements at the beginning, everybody wants to know how they can help, and they can help by donating money for research. They can help by donating blood, platelets. That helps people like me continue to get through chemotherapy and not be delayed and have the best prognosis.
Coach Allie, she has breast cancer, so we love her very much. We're always here for her. And then also just blood donations and stuff like that. I know my little sister, last year in December, she was diagnosed with leukemia. So it's really important that we announce this at our home games as much as we can, because we want to do what we can to help. So at games like this, it's super important to us.
You can tell the love this team has for Coach Allie and for each other, and they've been showing it on the court, there's no doubt about it. Clarkston hosted Troy, and the Wolves swept this one 3-0. The first set was 25-9, then 25-21, and to close it out, it was 25-20, led by Kayla Kogan with 9 kills and Emery Kubler with 17 assists and 14 digs.
One thing I believe we have going for us is we're very deep. We have a lot of kids that can play a lot of different positions. So even with injuries, we've had some injuries this season, even with those types of things, we're still able to produce very well.
Throughout this whole entire season, I feel like everyone just works really well. Like our team chemistry is really good. We all have a lot of fight, and I feel like at every practice we're always getting so much better, and we're really excited to see what we have yet to come for this conference.
Well, that'll lead us right into our next matchup. How about this one for our next one? Lakeland at South Lyon East. Lakeland stepped on the court undefeated, and South Lyon East was determined to change that. This one went into 5 sets, a nail-biter all the way down to the final. Lakeland took the first set 25-22. South Lyon East tying it up, winning the second set 25-22, same score. Then took the third 25-16, but Lakeland was not going anywhere anytime soon. The Eagles took the fourth set 25-23. So we head to the final 5th set. South Lyon staying strong and took this one 15-10.
We stuck with our game. We never even though we did lose 2 sets, we did continue to push through, and I was really happy with all of our energy and everyone supporting each other, and it was just a really good game for all of us.
It's just crazy because we were talking about this game all season. We knew it was going to be a very tough game, and it's just crazy to be here now and after we beat them, so it's nice.
And moving over to another pink out game at Hudsonville, check out these shirts. They say block out cancer. Those are so cool, I love it. And for the team, they know how important spreading breast cancer awareness is, and for Gianna Bender, it hits close to home.
This has always been my favorite game to play. I get to sponsor my mom for beating breast cancer. It's awesome. I love this game.
Well, Hudsonville is riding a ton of momentum, sitting at 34-4 and undefeated in the OK Red. Hudsonville took down Denison, swept it in 3 sets, with Izzy Schwartz leading the way with 15 kills and 4 aces. Not to mention Gigi Bender racking up 16 digs, and she actually got her 1,000th dig. Check out the student section, loving it. Hudsonville has found the rhythm and is not letting up.
It's awesome. I was not expecting it. I looked the other day and I was like, whoa, I'm actually close. So it was awesome. The surprises are great.
She's been around for 3 years as a junior, so we've only seen her play improve and increase, and it's really special for her to get her 1,000th dig at home and more importantly at pink out. So we're just really proud of her. I know it's 1,000 and counting, but yeah, we're really pumped for her.
Well, as the fall season is cooling down, the competition is heating up.
And it's going to continue to do that in the next few weeks, so be sure to tune in next week for more highlights around the state of Michigan on our high school sports show.
State Champs High School Sports Show is powered by Lawrence Technological University. Visit l2athletics.com and recruit yourself. State Champs is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA, and the Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.